holistic approach because I'm not fortunate enough to have such a safety net. So I just ensure that everything that I do to the best of my abilities, and everything I do is accounted for at all times. It's just intense discipline. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
It is okay. So I hear intense discipline and accountability. Being able to account for your time. Yes, Sukombi. How do you put it together?
My story is different. I look at Tola, I hear you, and I don't have that. I don't have that because I'm from a broken home. I was taken away from my mom when I was 5 years from Adama. My father is Yoruba, so I don't have that. I had that with my grandmother. So I don't have that support in terms of family, but I have friends. And one of the things that has also helped me is the fact that I have a supportive husband. So it's tough. It's a bit tough it was a bit tough for me to juggle marriage because I married late. So sometimes I'm on the road, I want to go home, and I'm thinking, if not for marriage, I'll just call so person and go to the person's house to knock up. So it was a bit tough for me. However, I did a SWOT on myself, and I understood where my strengths were and where my weaknesses were. So I just played to my strength, and the areas where I was weak, I would just look for other people or processes or things that can support me and cover me up. So that's what I've done. And the truth is, in my career, I spent over 10 years in the administrative part of the business, so being PA, executive assistant and all that, and then I now moved, so I kind of recreated myself and went into the consulting space, so that was also tough. However, I decided, so one of the things I do is also, I'm a very voracious learner, so I'm always trying to, what is new, what can I do? So if I meet you, for instance, you're doing this business, okay, so if I want to engage you and do business with you or bring you into learning or into strategy, do something with you, how do I do that, what do you do? So I'm always learning, and it gives me an edge. I feel I'm a deep person, I'm a driven person, so for a driven person, knowledge helps us to cope. I'm short, so people will feel like, I don't like people looking at me that I'm short, so I use knowledge to speak and cope.
To compensate for your height. All right, please, a round of applause for Sukombi. So when you stand on your edge, you are pretty tall. All right. It's interesting listening to all of you, and of course, the title of the book we are launching today is Imperfectly Awesome. So I met Tola less than 6 months ago, actually. Was introduced by another Tola who, she's that one's customer at an event. And it's been interesting and remarkable speaking with this young woman and just about what she does and the various things she is as a person. I'm looking at 3 books here. You have already written one, but that's for other people. So let's if you were going to write a book, right? That's my next question for you. If you're going to write a book, what would you write about, and could you hazard a guess for a title right now if you were going to write a book? Ready? Because I know you didn't prepare for that question, right? Yeah, that's what I do. All right, who's ready? Who would like to go first? Okay, Buko.
You'll be blossoming in adversity or blossoming through adversity. So I've been through quite some ups and downs, and if the biggest life lessons for me was, no matter what tries to knock you, as long as you decide you won't be knocked down, you truly will not be knocked down. So the book would be, and as I walked in here today, I was telling Mr. Nafada, my friend, I was saying to him that the ability to put your life in the book is what I salute most. I flew in from Abuja for this because I salute the fact that she put her life here. And I feel that if you and I and all of us here can put our lives in books, we'll be able to help the broader extent of humanity. So it will be blossoming through adversity. Hence the name I said of breaking.
Yes, everyone.
So if I were to write a book, it'd be called, I think, The Many Lives of Riwa.
Many lives.
Yeah, because during the day I'm at a bank and I'm a banker, and then I go home and I'm an artist. And some people meet me and they only know Rewa the artist, and some people meet me and they know Rewa the banker. And when people then realize it's the same person, it's like, oh, it's an aha moment. And I think growing up, especially if you say you wanted to become a visual artist, it was typically derided. People would say, go be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, and you can be all three at the same time, even better, right? And people didn't traditionally consider the visual arts career to be a viable one. And I think it's same thing for me. I think it's only when people start to see dollar signs associated with artwork, they say, okay, this is something that we can take seriously. So I think for me, it would be managing the duality of two careers that are so dichotomous. And I love it because, in the mornings, my son drops me off in the car at the office at 7:30. And then in the evening, he comes into my studio and he sees Mama painting. And so I love that he grows up seeing somebody wearing multiple hats in two very different careers, so that he knows that when he grows up, this is permissible and possible for him. And also I get a lot of questions, many young ladies, maybe they're in the legal space or in medicine or whatever, and maybe they want to, design clothes or write books, children's stories. And I say, oh no, but maybe they won't take me seriously because I'm known as a doctor or whatever. And I say, just begin, because until you start, you just never know what the possibilities are. So I think for me, my book would be called The Many Lives of Rewa, because I'm two very different people at any different point in time. Maybe it's a bit bipolar, but yeah.
All right, Many Lives of Rewa. Yes, Sukome, what will be yours?
Okay, so mine would be Phoenix, rising above it all. Because my life is a replica of maybe, the story of the bird, the myth around the phoenix that, comes from the ash and recreates and lives again. So I have had to reinvent myself over and over again. I've also had to, kind of prove myself, so I go into a space and it's a men's space. I have to prove myself. Sometimes I have to die and rise again. So my story, my book would be Phoenix, Beyond It All, or Rising Above It All, rising above the challenges, of the things I've gone through, a lot around my life, at different points of my life. At 29, I had a ghastly motor accident towards my marriage. The person left me. 7 years later, I was able to get married, getting a job with this car, pursuing my career, just moving from one career path to another. So it's mostly like dying and rising, and then being established. The second title will be Established. My name, just being established, because it takes a lot to be able to establish yourself as a person. The things they read here, when you read people's profile, they're actually, some of them are tumultuous moments that they go through to create those statements that will read in 2 seconds or 1 minute. So that would be what I would choose. All
right, Phoenix and Established. Thank you very much. And please a round of applause for them. And I'm sure we can come to Rewa for the graphic design of the covers of the books. That's it. I just made another, make it happen. So Rewa design, they already collect your money, collect your money. All right. So finally to listen. I'm working with leaders across the African continent. That's my day job. And listening to the things you're saying, I see elements and pillars of leadership. Because that's what you're doing. First, leading yourselves in your lives, and leading all of your stakeholders, leading the people in your business to create this life that you are and the impact you're making in other people's lives, either as your customers, your participants in your session, or the people who are buying real estate through you. So if you were to live with one leadership thought, so imagine if we were going to remember your leadership, sort of legacy type thought, simple sentence that you want people to walk away from this conversation thinking about for themselves. Now, not you, thinking about for themselves. You were to invest in people's lives from either a leadership perspective or just your life. What will that be? A sentence, a phrase, something to just leave people with that will support them. We start from you, Sukome.
Okay, so because we're here gathered to celebrate Dr. Omotola Bamigbaiye, I would say that tenacity, because looking at her life as well, the tenacity of, just being able to keep at life. Because life comes in waves, in storms, and all that. But for everybody to be established or to be recognized or to be who you really want to be. Because I tell people that from the time a child is born, that child's destiny is already in that child. However, things can come along the line that doesn't allow the person to be able to reach that potential, but the more we are tenacious and we keep at it, I believe that one of the things that we'll see is us, becoming ourselves and reinventing ourselves over and over again just to fulfill the potentials that we have in us. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mine would be whatever that thing you dream of in your head or in your heart, it would be just to start. Just start. It's never too late. I think I'm testament to that. Whatever it is, I think every human being is born with an inner star. And I think that once you find that star and you work with your star, the universe conspires to make you great and puts you in front of great men. And again, I say it because I'm strongly testament to that. And all too often, I think people think, okay, well, if I can't sing or if I can't paint or if I can't design, then I'm not a creative person. But you can be creative with business or real estate solutions. You can be creative with writing. You can be creative with just about anything. So I really believe every human being has that unique star. And whatever your dream is, and I say to my son all the time, whatever your dream is, just start, because you never know how the universe will carry you along.
Thank you. Just start, and there's that star in you.
Okay, so for me, it will be never stop. Continue going. For every great person that you see across the road, they wake up with reasons to stop every day. But for every time that you see those reasons, remember that the ability to still stand up and take one step after the other is what leads you to those dreams. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Right? And I would say that's just a simple recipe for success. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. Be tenacious, stick with it, and don't stop. Because even when you have achieved uhuru, like they say in Swahili, there's another mountain to climb. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure speaking with these beautiful ladies. Can you please give all of them another round of applause? This panel. Thank you very much, ladies. Where's the gentleman to please help them off the stage? Is there? Our author and the main star of this event. Thank you very much, ladies. It's really been wonderful talking to you about yourselves, your journeys. That means we really do not need to introduce you. I believe everybody has experienced you and they know you in different ways. So ladies and gentlemen, in appreciation of that piece or that part of Tola that you know, I'd like you to please give a round of applause as we welcome our author, business leader, mother, great impact personality in the world, and now newly minted, fresh like agege bread author, Tola. Thank you very much. Please take a seat. Let's see. We'll try and manage this one microphone. Is that your mom there? Oh, please, ladies and gentlemen, please let us recognize a round of applause Tola's parents. They are here. Mommy and daddy, please show. Let us see. It's always good to start from. You can stand up and applaud them. They are the reason we are here. They started this journey by producing this awesome, wonderful young lady. Thank you very much, Mommy and Daddy. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Please take your seat. This one. Why the book Imperfectly Awesome?
So I'm going to take a cue from you, and you and I share this particular line here. We met not too long ago, and on one of our very few conversations, they said to me, everybody has a book in them, but not everybody has but not everybody can write it. And I said, oh, that's really striking, actually. Everybody does have a book in them. And I told him that I've been putting up this book together over a period of 2 years. I've just been putting down my thoughts. The days I'm happy, the days I'm unhappy. A lot of people call it a diary, but to me it was more than a diary. And you know, I've been documenting. I just kept documenting my thoughts, documenting my feelings over a period of time, and eventually I realized that it had become a book. I could bind it, and I asked myself, why not? And then he told me one day, everybody sure does have a book in them. I said, that's actually right. I also do have a book in me, so I might as well write it.
All right, thank you very much for going ahead to write. Yes, you can clap, and it's true, everybody has a book in them. I'm working on mine too. I've not written it yet. I think it will be an audio book eventually. I'm telling you, because you know, people who write, and I don't know if you had the privilege to see some parts of Tola's writing. I think you have a gift and a genius for writing, because reading parts of that book, yes, it was like just gisting, reading a story, and I think that's how books should be. But I know that it would not have been easy. So for those of us who are still aspiring to write our books, if there is one quick tip you can share with us, what is it that gets one over that threshold of just having your stories and putting your stories down for others to learn from?
I will say that it's important to take to write down, because when you don't write, even when I wake up in the middle of that, there's always a pen and paper by my side, by the way. I always have a pen and paper, and you know, at every point in time, I'm scribbling something. I'm scribbling because it takes me a lot of energy to talk. So I'd rather write than speak. It's the reason why for me, I have to write. So, but for every other person, I'll say no experience is too small. There's never a good time to do anything. Take your own time, it's your story, script it the way you like. You should never ever give somebody else an opportunity to tell your story. So tell your story exactly the way you want it and own it. So I think for me, those are the elements we can consider.
Ladies and gentlemen, just write. That's it. Don't judge yourself. Don't try to make it perfect. Just write. And those of you who are lazy writers like me, you can record your voice and then it will be transcribed. Technology will do that for you. But seriously, just record your voice on your phone. Just write or speak. So, you are a young lady, as I always say, of many parts. Young lady of many parts. You are an entrepreneur, you are a business leader, you are a mother, a daughter, now an author, right? Let's start from the business side of things. So it's expected that many people, young ladies, young men starting out in the corporate world, will be reading this book. What will you want them to take away from the book?
From my wealth of experience, because I know that we don't manage situations or circumstances the same way. I can only talk from my wealth of experience, and I would say, do your best always. You know, you never know who's watching, you never know where you're going to land tomorrow. Be kind, especially. A lot of us don't remember to be kind. Be kind, especially, and I would say that it's been a factor that has helped me to be where I am today. You know, I have. My name has been mentioned in rooms where I am not, and I'm grateful for the connections that have provided that opportunity. And in the workspace also, there are no friends. And I'm telling you authoritatively, if someone ever told you, oh, this person is my friend, you are colleagues who work together. There are no friends. So be yourself, be your authentic self is what I tell everybody. Be your authentic self. Deliver to your maximum. Be sure by yourself that you've done your very best, and just leave the rest. Thank you.
All right. I think you can applaud that as well. To say, do your best, be kind, and know that you're working with colleagues. Be your authentic self, because you're working with colleagues. Like cordial colleagues, hopefully. Cordial colleagues. All right. Good. So, concept of the resilience table. What, just to have it as a sneak preview for those who have not had the privilege to read the book yet, so they know what to look forward to. What is this resilience table?
The concept of the resilience table is one I thought about one night. I didn't dream about it. I just woke up one day and I said, you know what? My table, my guests. I determine who comes to the table that I set. I determine what food is served at the table for my invited guests. And what led to it is a situation where a couple of times, when you've experienced a couple of disappointments, it could be in any form. Disappointments happen in any form. But I kind of realized that we, as humans, we struggle to fit in. You really don't have to. And I just promised myself and told my life, you know what, I'm living my best life. And this is my best life, I'm going to be unapologetic about it. And when I mean unapologetic about it, what do I really mean? It's a situation where I want to determine what kind of table that I set, whether it's got wooden legs, whether it's got steel legs, even if it doesn't matter. But principle, my table, my desk, and I've been happier ever since. So the resilience table was what I came up with.
All right. I guess that's your contribution to the conversation around tables. Because sometimes they ask people, what do you bring to the table? Say, I brought my own table.
Resilience.
You brought your own table.
Absolutely.
Also want to say we are shaking tables.
I don't shake
You
tables.
don't shake tables.
I'm the table.
You are the table. So people, your table, your guests, your meal, and it's what you're serving. So you
Absolutely.
control what's on the table. Now, of course, coming from this table, and we talked about the many parts of you. This is a question I had asked my earlier panelists, and I want to start to round up with that. How do you balance all of this? Me that have known you a few months, I know that your ally is plenty. You can harass somebody for Africa, and some of you that have experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. Where do you find the energy to balance and make all of this happen?
So first of all, I want to go back home, and I want to specially thank my mom. And in case you all don't know, my mom actually resigned from work when she gave birth to me. There was just nobody to take care of me. And my aunties are here today. Permit me to please stand so that I can look and see my aunties. So when my mom gave birth to me, it was really a struggle. There was just nobody to take care of me, and every day she was really struggling. She really did want to work, but there was just no help. And then she had to resign from work. My aunties, Mrs. Bamigbaiye and sister, they are also here. Please thank them for me.
Thank you for helping to produce this troublesome.
And when I started my primary school, somebody dropped me at school every day. And I will cry my eyes out. And I will cry so much that my teacher will literally lift me and bang me on the chair. And I was crying, but Asheye, mighty Lord. But Asheye, please here are your flowers.
Please, Brother Asheye, please stand up. Where's Brother Asheye now?
But Asheye.
Stand up now. We have to give you your flowers. Thank you, sir.
And then I had Auntie to the room. And you know how it is when you are now old, I'm like, no, Auntie, you can't do that. And she goes, I backed you. I washed your clothes. And I'm like, oh my God, how many? Can I start to wash yours as well? I don't know if Auntie Me is in the hall, but I would like to specially thank Auntie Me.
A round of applause for Auntie Me as well.
Thank you. And the last one I just want to say is the fact that a couple of times when my mom shares her aspirations for work, and then tells me, you know how it is when you watch the TV and you see maybe her colleagues whom they started work with, I say, look at how this person has gone. I could have been this. I could have been that. And then say, but mommy, maybe you should have. I would have survived. And I told my mommy, I would have survived. Why did you leave work? So mommy, here are your flowers. I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. And if you all want my mom to have a good night's sleep, please say thank you, Daddy.
Thank you, Daddy, too. Thank you very much for that story. It's very important. All of those that have come together to raise this young, wonderful woman who has brought us here today to launch this book, Imperfectly Awesome. I know that the title really means a lot. So to round up this conversation so we can move to the launch, what do you want people to take away from this book? And I want you to do that thinking about categories. So generally, what do you want men to take away from this book? What do you want women to take away from this book? Younger people, either male or female. What do you want us to get from this book?
What I would like everyone to take away today is the fact that you are enough. A couple of times, and I'm also not going to shy away from it, the imposter syndrome is what I've struggled with a very long time. We do a lot, but we don't even know we are doing a lot. But you just never know who needs your shine. You just never know who needs your warmth. You just never know. You know, while you're sitting there saying, I don't think I'm enough, I don't think I've done enough, somebody else is admiring that stage of you. And you just never know. So a lot of times I struggled so much with that. And for me, it was one element that I thought that I needed to put in the book. In the book, you see many instances of me. You know, relationships, marriage, my children. And you know, my dad always says something, oh, I really wish single parenthood is what my parents do not like. Yeah, my dad especially. And I just kept promising myself that my kids will turn out different, my kids will be different. And so I've been shielded by the love of my parents around me, and everybody, just like I was taking care of, is helping me take care of my children. And I'm telling them, no, Daddy, it's possible, it's doable. It's possible, it's doable. So when they're going to school, my mom literally picked my children all through while they were in school, because she never lets anything hold me back. She says, go ahead, I will be there. When they are vacating from school, my mom was always there. Their open days, she was always there. So I never ever felt there was a lack in my structure. So for men, what do I want you to take away from this? Build that woman that you want to see. She's not going to drop from the sky. And know that she's enough. Because, thank you. Because in all honesty, when you say to somebody else, I just want to be sure that what I have is good enough for me, are you good enough for her? Really? And to the woman who is listening to this, you are more than enough. Thank you. To the youth who is watching and listening and will read the book, I want you to know that the sky is your limit. You can be anything that you want to be. Nothing held me back. And in case you all don't know, I'm a stutterer. I'm holding this mic, but my hand is really shaking. You can't see it. I'm literally talking from the pit of my stomach, but you can't even feel it. You know, and you know, right now, I'm sure Larry is not feeling it, but the amount of energy that is taking me to talk, right now, I literally have sweat dripping down my armpits right now because of the energy that is taking me to talk. I've controlled it so much, I've learned over the years to be able to speak through it. And you all don't know the struggles, you know, and that tells me you don't know the struggles somebody else is going through. We judge each other without realizing that they have issues and challenges that they are going through. So be kind. Make a conscious effort to be kind. I make a conscious effort to be kind, and I want, if you are not going to take anything away from here today, please take that away. Be kind, and you are more than enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are more than enough. And of course, you also continue to build on that. Ladies and gentlemen, our author of the day and the convener of this event, Dr. T, as they call you, right? So a round of applause for Tola, please. Thank you. It's not easy to be an author. We congratulate you. can learn from it. And we look forward to more books from you, because we know this is not the last one. You have just started. This is not the last one. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll hand over to the MC now to let us know what is the next. So thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
And of course, after the unveiling, okay, we unveil and then we launch. Okay, fine. So who coordinates the unveil before we do the launch? Okay. Do you want to coordinate? Okay. So therefore, I will hand over the mic now for our president to do justice by doing an unveil of this with all the wonderful VIPs on stage. And everybody here is a VIP, of course, those on stage, and then we can go into the actual launch of the book. I think that works. Okay, that's great. So I'll hand over the mic to you, and then you actually cut the ribbon, we do the unveil, and then we'll move on from there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Victor. And good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our dear parents, and esteemed author, Dr. Tola Elatui. It is truly an honor and pleasure and privilege for me to stand with the distinguished personalities to unveil one of the greatest inspirations of the now. It's a rare privilege. It's a rare privilege when God has given you the grace to pen down your thoughts. I know what it is and what it takes to be able to pen down thoughts. And so today we celebrate the grace upon the life of our sister, friend, daughter, and doctor, and distinguished professional of marketing. And as I have that honor and singular privilege given to you all, given to me by you all, I'd like us to stand in a place where we are fully representing us, and we'll do this together. So, you know, this is the first time in my life I'm having to cut a ribbon. So if I don't, I'm very privileged. And if you don't want to cut a ribbon, don't be a president, because you'll just be asked to come and do what you can. But today is the day that the Lord has made, and we are so excited and we rejoice in it. Not just rejoicing, but for the call and grace upon the life of Tola. I will say this is the beginning of great and many things and mighty things that will happen in her life. And because she's been able to pen down imperfectly awesome expressions, we declare this book glorified in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost.
While we're waiting for the guy who is supposed to do our fireworks, finally, we get it, okay? I hope the paparazzi got you got the shots? The shots are important. I hope you got the shots. I hope you got the shots. Okay, thank you. Mr. Femi, may I somewhere?
Celebrate this wonderful lady, Dr. T. And for me, it's a great honor to be able to see this today. I don't know how many people here are connected to the Orange Academy. Our provost is here, which is why I said I don't know how he's escaping this. So to give honor to who honor is due, I will hand it to him. But I think it's important that everyone that's from Orange Academy or connected to Orange Academy in any way, please rise and let's just have a moment of solidarity with Dr. T. I'm a storyteller. I'm not a marketing person. I know nothing about branding. But as a storyteller, I know the importance of storytelling. And the kind of story she has crafted is of a life of inspiration. And I'm really, really delighted that we're all here to witness it, to get a copy of it. Congratulations. And I thank God for you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I also thought I would take this. Good evening. First, congratulations, Dr. Tola. I think it's awesome listening to the panel. It's awesome that you've been able to write this book. I've had the privilege of going through the book, and one of the things that struck me is the storytelling approach and writing in an easy way, easy to read, but also getting the story, the learnings across. So congratulations on that. And I think indeed the times particularly call for resilience, which you are speaking about. So I trust that as everyone buys and reads the book, that they will take one or two tips away.
Where we take our pledges, we take our cash, the checks come out, and then we take it from there. Thank you.
My name is Soji Odedino. I run First Catalyst Marketing, okay, one of the foremost marketing communications company in Lagos.
Can you tell us your relationship with the publisher?
Oh, okay. Tola, Dr. Tola. I know the entire family. Okay, I know the brother. We work together in BAT. Okay, I was a partner to the brother in BAT, and then I know the younger sister who was also in BAT, and then she was my client in Guinness. So across the industry, across the entire spectrum, you know, I know her.
So, what is the expect from the book launch?
Yes, imperfectly awesome, embracing and becoming a wholesome you. Now, first of all, when you see a lady who combines academics, okay, with a professional at the level of excellence, you need to give kudos, you know. So kudos to Tola, and I know that this book will inspire a whole new generation of young girls. Incidentally, she bears the same name as my daughter, so my daughter should also get a PhD, you know.
So, what's the word of encouragement to the authors?
No, I mean, she should just keep on being awesome. I mean, imperfectly awesome. We are all not perfect, okay? But we can grow in our awesomeness, which is what this is all about, okay? Thank you.
Of Vision Holdings. It's a privilege to be around today for this launch. Dr. Tola is an amazing person, known her professionally for years, and much more than that, we've become very good friends. Our resilience is unparalleled. Our commitment to excellence and to getting things done makes her an inspiring woman. And for the book, of course, quite a number of things you never knew people are passing through. But talking about the table of resilience and what she's been able to do is quite amazing. And this is, for me, congratulating her on being able to launch this book and hoping that for as many as pick these copies of this book get inspired by it.
My name is Shagun Gule.
What can you say about the author?
Okay, first, I'm proud of the author. I think that's the first thing I should say. She's always been an inspiration to me. I always tell people about how I had met Dr. T back then in Cadbury and how she's consistently been an inspiration. She's been open. She's always been cerebral, and our journey within our space and generally always spoken to me and inspires me a lot. I think Dr. T is an enigma, honestly. To be honest, I haven't, and the reason why is because I actually want to take my time to delve into it. But I'm not expecting anything less. I'm not expecting to read anything less than our experience, our personal journey within the space and in life. I look forward to reading the book, and definitely I will be reviewing it afterwards. I know that she doesn't stop. I know that she doesn't stop, and I'm only going to tell her to fire on and and continue to inspire not just colleagues, friends, but also the generation that is coming after. Thank you.
Dr. Esther Sukomi Amode is my name.
Lexus SKK 112.
Well, she's a very, very definitely awesome lady. She has many parts to her, and I see her as someone who's progressively restless. So she goes for what she believes in, and she gives it all to achieve something. So I've seen the kind of things that have been said about her today, and I've also known her for decades. So I know that Omotola is someone who is committed to whatever she believes in. And the moment she committed to bringing out this part of her life and sharing with us, she made sure she ran through with it to the end. So the book kind of gives us an experience of who Tola is and what she's gone through and what has helped her to become who she is today. So I would recommend it for anybody who wants to understand how can they also cope in their own life with different parts of, whatever they may be going through. Whether you are a lady or a man, we all have different facets of our life and the importance of being able to overcome whatever it is and bring it out to the world. For her. Well, I would say kudos to Dr. T. I would say well done. And I would encourage her, because she's a powerful writer, she's a very good storyteller. I would say that, Tola, please give us more insight into different parts of what can help young people, be able to see the steps they need to take to become someone like you and achieve their potential in life.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mr. Talk. By the grace of God, I'm the MC. We are done with the phase one of the event, which is the book launching. Now it is after party, the praise 2.0 for our beautiful Dr. Omotola Bamigbaiye. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Mr. Talk, and we are here on the, what's it called? The band. It's one of the band leaders that I love so much in this country. Benjola Olu. They're going to hit us with the good music. Dondo, I believe you are here with your dancing show. Once again, my name is Talk, Mr. Talk, your MC. Sign out.